Welcome to CoPilot411. Today we're going to be talking about the setup for the F36 Contixo. This is a drone that we've reviewed and we wanted to make sure and go over the startup procedure for pairing the remote to the drone and hooking your phone up. So let's start off by, we're going to cut on the remote. Then we're going to power on the drone. And we're going to wait for the drone and the remote to pair. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be watching this red light right here. And when it pairs, it should turn green. And this should stop blinking. Normally it takes a little while for it to pair. While it's pairing, I normally go ahead and get my phone put in. I'll take my cable and I'll go ahead and put it into my phone. Now we are paired to the drone. We actually see the green light, so the drone and the remote is paired. Before we plug this into the remote, we want to find our app and go ahead and start the app. Okay, it's the app is up. It'll say not connected. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to plug in to the remote. I have up here, it says I want to put transfer files. It's going to ask me that question. I'm using an Android. And it says allow Contixo F36 to access app proxy. I'm going to go OK. Now it actually says F36 is connected. Now I can hit start flying.
Currently in S mode, the gimbal feature will be affected.
And this app will actually talk to you. I have it in sports mode, so it was referring to the gimbal, since it's so fast when it's flying, may have a hard time keeping up. It actually does great, so I'm not going to change it from sport. All right, now that we're in the app, we actually have the camera on the app. I mentioned the sports mode. You can cut it off. You can cut it on.
Currently in S mode, the gimbal feature will be affected.
Over here we have the power button. We have return to home, stop return to home button as well. Take off land button. We have a function button. We have a video record button. We have a camera button. And we have a gimbal wheel that we can roll the gimbal with. And if I press and hold the FN function button, I can actually zoom in with the camera. And if I let go of it, it goes back to gimbal roll. I have to press that button and move the control to get it to come back. It does not capture the zoom in video mode. It will capture, if I zoom in and take a picture, it will take a picture at the zoomed in, but it does not work for video. It won't record it to the SD card. Moving down to the app, we actually have a takeoff button. One button takeoff, you hit and it'll slide on with a slider. We do have a return to home button here. We have distance, how far the drone is away from us, how high up it is. We have a satellite indicator here. We have signal strength indicator. We have power of the drone itself. Then we have some 3 lines. We click on those 3 lines. The icon of the quadcopter or drone is here. Beginner mode, I have it off of beginner mode. When you put it on beginner mode, it limits how far it'll go out. So you need to make sure that, once you get the hang of it and want to carry it out farther, you can actually unclick that and you can change your parameters for how far it'll go out and how high it'll go up. And these are some of the limiters here that you can set. Then you can go down to control. You can set the gimbal wheel, how fast it moves up and down. There's some other functions up here as far as setting the gimbal, some speed settings as well. Here you actually have battery settings on how much battery is left. And then your 3 dots here, it actually has the where it was last at. If you were to lose the drone, you could go find the last coordinates for it. You could actually put on some of the grids for the camera if you wanted to put a grid bar up there so you could see it. This is where you do that at. Exit out of that. We'll come over here. You can actually switch your camera. You can take a picture and you can switch it to video so you can actually start recording as well. I think I've done that backwards. This little icon here, if you press it, this is where you can go into your video resolution, 4K 15 frames per second, 2K or 2.7K, 25 frames per second. That's normally where we will run it at. The review we done was actually at 2.7K, 25 frames per second. But you can go 1080, 25 frames per second, 720, 25 frames per second as well. And your photo resolution is down here. Exit out of that. You can actually go here. It'll show, it just showing the 2 pictures that I took a while ago, and it'll show videos if you took it. This icon here with the controller, we can't use it. It has to be in flight for when you press that, and you can actually go to your different modes where you can do follow me, there's spiral, there's rocket, there's several different modes, but I can't show it here because I'm actually not flying. Now, this particular drone, right now, it says ready to go. It's in altitude mode. Altitude mode means that it's going to be using the little optical flow camera right here on the bottom of the drone, so you could fly it inside of the house if you wanted to, or if you're outside, you could use it as well. Now, it automatically does that. I haven't found anything on the remote or in the app, and I've read the manual, and if you're inside, she's ready to go. If you carry it outside, it will look for satellites, and once it finds the satellites, it'll pick up the GPS so that you can fly. I highly recommend, if you're outside and you're going to be flying at some distance, that you make sure and wait for it to get your enough satellites, which is going to be around 12 to 13 satellites, and fly this, especially at distance, once you have GPS. Because if you're in altitude mode, the wind can blow it around. It's not going to stay where it's supposed to stay, because the optical flow really only works well if the copter is fairly low to the ground, because it has to see the ground to maintain. So that's something you need to think about when you're flying this drone. If you go out there and you just crank it up and go, it's not going to have GPS signal until you have at least 12 or more satellites. So be aware of that. Now, this thing flies great. It handles good. The controls on it are well. I love the fact that it's not Wi-Fi. It's actually tethered to your phone by a cable. So all the transmission and everything is coming from the remote to your quadcopter. But like I say, this is a basic rundown of how to get it started as far as the controls, pairing everything. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching CoPilot411. And like always, happy flying. And if you've got any questions, leave it in the comments below. Thank you.